Blessings! It is an honor to connect with you. Thank you for tuning in. So I wanted to make a quick video because there's a theme coming up that I'm seeing with a lot of my clients recently. Such a massive transformational phase for everyone right now, where pretty much everything is changing. Earth herself is shifting, tectonic plates are rearranging themselves, our DNA is rewiring, reconnecting itself, and reactivating itself. So of course, our habits, hobbies, desires, even our purpose is going to be shifting in this time. And with that, it can get kind of confusing, obviously, because there is no right way. There is no one direction. There is no clear pathway. There just isn't. It really is a moment-to-moment formula where presence, being present in every single moment is the key. That is the formula. Just being true to yourself. Now, something in particular that has been coming up a lot is indecisiveness, where my clients are saying that they have no idea what to choose, that they don't know what is right, what is actually in honor of their heart, or if it is in occasion to their mind. Now, this is very tricky because for so long we have been functioning in a different state. We have been functioning from the ego, where the mind has been creating our pathway, making our decisions, communicating to our body to take action, even communicating to our heart how to feel. That's the most interesting part about all of this, where because we have been acting as a collective, even society, I'm talking about just like the whole matrix, everything in general has been acting from a masculine energy, where it's more of force through aggression, through assertion, rather than feminine energy, which is more so flow and allowance, simply just is. So as we are moving from one space to another, we are actually shifting the way that we communicate with ourselves. Where before we most likely just gave it all up to the ego and just trusted the ego and the mind to just navigate and put us in autopilot and have the mind trained to an extent where we trust every action that's going without really any consideration from our soul or our heart as to how we feel about doing those things. And now, that's not an option. We are no longer able to just fully function from the mind without giving consideration to the heart. And if you do, you will just continue to run yourself into a wall, and really even the most stubborn being is going to realize, okay, the mind is not really getting me anywhere at this point. I'm going to have to go back to my heart. So you might as well just surrender to the ego and the egoic desires and the ego's perception and identity of self, because it no longer is. You most likely do not resonate with who you were in the past. You most likely don't resonate with who you thought you wanted to be even, because even that is changing for us right now. So be gentle with yourself and really just come to a higher self perspective, looking at everything as a whole and just trusting it is in divine alignment, because you really truly are. And right now, divine alignment looks like chaos. That's what it looks like right now. So if you're experiencing it, then you're probably in divine alignment, so congrats. Okay, so how do we know? How do we know if we are feeling from the heart or if we are feeling from the mind? Well, we can use what is called a passion compass, using your passion as your compass. Now, the energy of your passion feels a little different than the energy of your heart. Yes, they are congruent and they're kind of one and the same, but they do have different expressions of self. Passion feels a little bit more fiery, where it is kind of like just igniting you and you're ready to go. You can feel passion very tangibly, almost as if you're ready to take action. And energy from the heart is more of like a warm, encompassing feeling. It's more of like a slower motion. And then the mind is less of an energy, and it's more of kind of like a headache. If you can feel the type of energy that the mind produces throughout your body, kind of like a twitch, rather than the passion action energy is more of like inspired and like you're ready and fully present in your action, whereas the mind's action is a little more jolty and it's like less in flow. obviously. So when you're looking to make a decision and unsure if it's coming from the heart or the mind, look to your passion. Are you passionate about it? Are you passionate about the outcome? Or if you're at a blank slate and you're trying to figure out your passion, then perhaps just think to things that you enjoy or that feel good to you, and just observe if a fiery energy arises within you that is inspiring you, that is making you feel good. The passion compass will always encourage inspired action, and that is truly the action that you should be taking. Rather than just waiting for alignment between two opposing parts, just feel into what you're passionate about, what feels good to me right now. If you take action based on what feels good to you and what is going to benefit you in the whole, because it's not always just the immediate satisfaction that is actually our passion, but more so like the consistent, devoted passion that is more of benefit. If you are taking action towards your passion, then you will always be guided accordingly. Always. Always be guided accordingly. Because your soul is fully aware of who you are to become, your purpose, and your future pathway. So when you are aligning to something that is meant for you, or that is good for you, or going to benefit your path, then your soul recognizes this and actually ignites itself with passion, and that is where passion comes from. So your soul is indicating to you in that moment, go for it, go for it, go for it. That is essentially what passion is. And sometimes it's not always go for it. Sometimes it's just allowing that passion to cultivate an essence within you, and then knowing when that divine timing is and taking action with all of that cultivation towards that. Trust this process. Be gentle with yourself. Know that if you are going through chaos right now, it is because you are a light worker and you are surfacing your darkness, your shadows, your unhealed wounds and traumas, so that they can be transmuted and you can allow more space for more light and be filled with more light. You are a starseed. You are purposed to bring gifts and offerings and abilities and healing and love and prosperity and new light to earth. You are purposed for that. So if you are experiencing a Kundalini awakening or the dark night of the soul, or you are just interested in bettering yourself, thank you for being a part of this. The higher realms honor your soul, as do I.